Good morning and welcome to the Tuesday, December 30th edition of the Master Pattern Report. I want to wish you all the best of holiday seasons, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and Drunkard. And wish you all the very best of New Year's. I hope it's above all healthy. And of course wealthy and wise too. Let's look at our analysis for the past week. As we told you, we were into the Japanese yen, and it's holding up very well. We are expecting a rise in the yen here right around this time. The New Zealand dollar is just about even from where we entered a little over a week ago, and once again we think that some weakness in the dollar is going to generate that currency off of its lows. Our little stock that we had recommended to you some time ago, Suntech, is now up over $11, so it's roughly about $1 to $2.50 up from where we entered it that particular week. And we do like that stock, and we think we may well see it up in the low teens here fairly shortly. Oil had a little bump there because of the Mid East, and that's certainly going to throw a knock on things. But folks, I think that the way things are starting to shape up for this coming year, although I think the first half of the year is going to be mediocre, like a strong bear rally type of thing. This is the time when everybody thinks that they're going to wait for the market to go up, sell, and then get out. And it's amazing how many people have that thought in mind. If it only worked like that. But we do believe that sometime around the second half of the year, we're going to see some very dire circumstances and situations. A lot is going to depend upon the success of the Obama presidency and the confidence that the guy on the street and the guy in the business store are going to exhibit concerning his plans and programs. Very key. Okay, as I discussed with you last week, I talked to you about a chart that we would make up concerning various types of investments over the next year. Keep in mind again, folks, that our original premise with this whole thing is that we're going to see an ultimate demise in our economy within the next couple of years, 24 to 36 months, and that we should be prepared for this and do whatever we can to try and formulate a new era and to capitalize on this disaster that's rapidly approaching us. And so what I've done is I've made a bunch of different types of investments. I'm sure there are a couple more, but I thought this pretty well covers it. And then we rated them A, B, C, D according to various issues such as security, liquidity, growth, inflation, and deflation. Now, I don't know that this is a period that we should be looking for growth. I think the word here is to be cautious. I'm not saying not to invest. We certainly are investing. That's fine. But I do think that I would err on the side of caution rather than on the side of aggressiveness. Okay, and you can see that there's not we don't have too many A's here, folks. We've got a number of B's, and this chart and you can download this or save this or what have you. But what this chart, we put a lot of time into this chart, and I think it's pretty accurate. And what you should keep in mind with this is that at different times, different investments are going to be outstanding. For instance, there's discussions now about us heading into an inflationary period within the next year or so, with all of the spending that's going to be done, $1 trillion tranche here, $1 trillion tranche there. If that happens to be the case, I think the most outstanding investment, certainly the one that I'm going to be looking at very strongly at that particular point in time, is real estate. Real estate, and of course gold and silver, are the few commodities that appreciate very strongly with inflation. So don't cast out real estate as a potential investment in the near future. It may well be the way to go for a number of different reasons. Of course, it depends on what kind of real estate you invest in. I would suggest something like a small multifamily, or if you're of the mind, a large multifamily. Try and stay away from the retail, because the retail market is getting absolutely slaughtered thanks to the bad economy and the internet. So maybe industrial might still be good. Those types of real estate investments I think would be could be outstanding in the case of inflation. All right. So what we will do is we're going to keep this in the background, and we're going to keep referring to this at different times as to if you're looking to invest, where to go. And by the way, for those of you who are losing their jobs or maybe losing their jobs, and I don't care whether you're senior management, middle management, or whatever, here's a great investment I think you should look at. And we'll talk more about this in the future, but the mom and pop business is something that I think is going to be very strong, will hold itself up very nicely, and it's something that's manageable. And what we're doing right now is we're looking at these little mall shops, e-shops at gas stations and whatnot, mini marts, and trying to get to disabled vets and people like that to either partner with us or run them with us. Nice way to pick up a nice little income. You pick up a couple of them, you got a nice little income. If you want to retire and sweep the floors, something you might want to consider. Some little company like that. There's hundreds of them available. So it's something you may want to keep in mind as a direction to go into if things really turn down for you. So again, we're going to relate back to this and see how things play out as we're going along. One last comment is, once again, I had a luncheon meeting this weekend, and a gentleman asked me, why are you doing this? You seem to be putting a lot of time. You really don't need to do this. And my answer to him, as we've discussed before, is because I would like to bring to as many people as is possible the understanding that reality is not what we think it is, folks. That life is something totally different than what we've been taught, and that there is unlimited potential in the world, and we are only restricting it by ourselves. And that polarity, adversity, is very much a part of nature, and we have to learn to deal with that and face that and become complementary. Take both parts of an adverse issue and then bring it together. We're going to talk more about that, but in the meantime, Happy New Year, great New Year. We'll see you next year.